lean over the safety rails or stand on the seats. If you'd like refreshments, the tea bar on the main deck is now open for the sale of tea, coffee, hot chocolate, soft drinks, sandwiches, snacks, ice creams and a range of souvenirs. Alcoholic beverages are available from our licensed bar in the lower saloon. Toilets, if required, are on the lower deck towards the front of the vessel. Thank you. Windermere is the largest lake in England. It's 10.5 miles, or 16.9 kilometres in length, a mile, or 1.6 kilometres at its widest, and up to 220 feet, or 67 metres at its deepest. It's split into two main basins by the group of islands of Bowness. It's southbound for Lakeside and will be arriving in around 35 minutes. As we sail along the lake, we'll point out things of interest along the way, but for those wanting a more in-depth commentary, we have a guidebook available called Cruise on Windermere, and this delves into Windermere's flora and fauna, as well as giving a bit more background to the sights you'll see along the shoreline. Packed with coloured pictures and over 40 fact-filled pages, the souvenir guide is available from the tea bar and the ticket collector for just £2.50. We are now approaching Lakeside at the southern tip of Windermere. Here it flows into the River Leven, dropping 138 feet over 7 miles into Morecambe Bay in the Irish Sea. Prior to 1869, the passenger steamers used to continue a further mile along the river, berthing near the Swan Hotel and Newry Bridge. In that year, the Furness Railway extended its tracks to the deeper water at Lakeside, allowing much larger vessels to be constructed for use on the lake. The steamers connected with the railway and direct services were offered from Lakeside to destinations all over the country, including London. The railway closed in September 1965, but thankfully, since 1973, a short section